There's a monster inside Elspeth Spindle's head. But the truly terrifying part? She doesn't want it to leave. Welcome to a world cloaked in magic and madness where shadows whisper secrets and power comes at a deadly cost. If you're craving a dark fantasy with gothic charm, dangerous magic, and an enemies-to-lovers romance that burns slow and deep, then One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig is your next obsession. In the mist-shrouded kingdom of Blunder, magic is not a gift, but a curse. Long ago, a deal was made with the Shepherd King, a mysterious and powerful figure who created 12 magical Providence cards. These cards offer unique abilities, some benign, some twisted, but wielding them comes with a price. Each card corrupts the user, slowly pulling them toward madness the more they use it. Because of this, all magic is strictly controlled by the king and his guard, known as the Destriers. Anyone caught possessing a Providence card without royal permission faces execution. The people of Blunder live in fear of the magic they once revered, and in terror of the fever sickness that now plagues their land. Elspeth Spindle is not like everyone else. She doesn't just fear magic, she lives with it. Since she was a child, she has shared her mind with the Nightmare, an ancient entity tied to one of the lost Providence cards. It speaks to her, guides her, and protects her in ways she doesn't fully understand. It's a secret she's guarded. Her whole life, or to reveal it, would mean death. Elspeth tries to live a quiet life in the remote village of Weatherly, hidden from the king's watchful eye. Her only family is her cousin Ione, a gentle girl destined for a politically advantageous marriage, and her uncle who serves as a healer. Elspeth works as his assistant, keeping her head down and her secrets buried. But when an unexpected encounter leads her to use the Nightmare's power to protect herself, everything begins to unravel. In a desperate bid to flee arrest, Elspeth crosses paths with Raven Yew, a captain of the Destriers and a member of the infamous Yew family, who are both feared and revered for their magical abilities. Raven is cold, ruthless, and infuriating, but he also holds the key to something Elspeth never dared dream of. The Yews are on a secret mission to collect all 12 Providence cards to undo the curse that has gripped Blunder for generations. They believe that with the full deck, they can perform a ritual to banish the Shepherd King's magic and the sickness it brought, once and for all. Elspeth reluctantly joins their cause, though trust is hard to earn, and the stakes grow higher with every step. She's drawn into a dangerous game of secrets and politics, where the line between friend and foe is razor thin. As she helps track down the scattered cards, she begins to unravel the mystery of her own connection to the Nightmare. And the truth is more horrifying than she ever imagined. The Nightmare is not just a voice in her head. It's a piece of the Shepherd King himself, a fragment of an ancient being who once ruled Blunder with shadow and flame. He is cunning, manipulative, and power-hungry, but also desperate to finish what he started. The more Elspeth uses his magic, the more influence he gains over her mind. He promises power, protection, even freedom. But at what cost? As Elspeth and Raven grow closer, their relationship simmers with tension. Raven is haunted by his past, bound by duty and loyalty to a kingdom he secretly seeks to destroy. He sees Elspeth as a weapon, a means to an end, but he can't deny the pull between them. And Elspeth, despite her better judgment, finds herself drawn to the man beneath the armor. Together they walk a knife's edge between desire and destruction, between loyalty and betrayal. With each card they recover, the danger grows. The Destriers face opposition from the king's court rival families, and even other magic users who seek the cards for their own gain. There are whispers of rebellion, of ancient prophecies, and of the Shepherd King's return. As the fever sickness spreads and the land teeters on the brink of collapse, Elspeth realizes the true battle is not just for Blunder's future, but for her own soul. Because the Nightmare is waking, and he wants out. What makes One Dark Window Truly captivating is not just the plot twists or the Gothic atmosphere, but the way Rachel Gillig crafts her characters. Elspeth is a beautifully flawed protagonist, brave yet broken, terrified of what she's becoming, but unwilling to stand aside. While her world crumbles, her inner conflict with the nightmare is masterfully written, full of tension and psychological depth. He's not just a villain lurking in her thoughts. He's a fully formed personality, charming, calculating, and occasionally devastatingly honest. Raven Yu is equally compelling. As a man raised in the shadows of duty and guilt, his walls are thick, but his heart is fierce. His interactions with Elspeth are laced with friction and longing, every shared glance carrying the weight of everything they cannot say. The slow burn between them is deliciously frustrating in the best way. The side characters, too, are richly drawn. From Ione, whose gentle demeanor hides a steel will, to Raven's brothers, each with their own burdens and secrets. The political tensions, the hidden alliances, and the creeping dread of the sickness give the story a grounded realism, even as magic pulses through every page. And then there's the world itself. Blunder is a kingdom cloaked in mist, its forests alive with magic, its villages steeped in superstition. Gillig's prose is lyrical, almost poetic, yet never overwrought. She paints a world both enchanting and oppressive, where every shadow might hide a monster and every smile could mask betrayal. The concept of the Providence cards is one of the book's most intriguing elements. Each card represents a distinct power, like the Maiden's Ward, which heals, or the Hanged Man, which grants invisibility, but each comes with a corruptive influence. The more one uses a card, the closer they inch toward madness. This creates a constant tension between necessity and morality, between survival and sanity. The cards are not just tools, they are temptations. As the story barrels toward its climax, the twists come fast and hard. Secrets long buried come to light. Alliances are shattered, and the true nature of the Shepherd King is revealed. The ending is both devastating and thrilling, leaving readers breathless and desperate for the next book in the series. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of One Dark Window is its exploration of identity and control. Elspeth's struggle with the nightmare mirrors the battles many face with their inner demons. Whether they be trauma fear or self-doubt, it's a story about finding strength in vulnerability, about choosing who you want to be even when the darkness beckons. In the end, Elspeth is not just fighting to save her kingdom, she's fighting to save herself. One Dark Window is the perfect read for fans of the Bone Season, The Shadows Between Us, or the Witcher series. It's dark, enchanting, and filled with characters you'll love to root for and fear at the same time. Rachel Gillig delivers a debut that feels both timeless and fresh, weaving Gothic horror and fantasy into a tale that is utterly unforgettable. So if you're ready to venture into a forest where the trees whisper secrets, if you're brave enough to face the monster within, and if you believe that love can bloom even in the darkest of minds, then step into the shadows. The cards are waiting. The nightmare is watching. And Elspeth's story is only just beginning. If you want to listen full audiobook for free, link in description.